Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum users. In this tutorial, we will know about the layout of screens in Excel, SPSS and STATA. I will start with Microsoft Excel first. Microsoft Excel is a spreadsheet application developed by Microsoft Corporation that was released in 1985. Excel is a widely used spreadsheet program that organize data into columns and rows that can be manipulated using formulas that allow the software to perform mathematical functions on the data. There are different ways to open Excel. To open Excel from the Windows Start menu, click the Windows icon on the left bottom corner of the Windows taskbar or press the Windows key on your keyboard. Scroll down to the letter E to find the Excel shortcut in the Start menu. Click the Excel menu items to open Excel. The other way is double-clicking the Excel icon on the desktop or type Excel in the search box right to the Windows Start button. There is another way. Type excel.exe /e in the search bar to launch Excel without opening a blank workbook. When launching Excel, the screen will look like this. This screen is divided into two panels, left panel and right panel. The left panel in green displays a list of recently opened Excel files. There is a link to open other workbooks below the list of recently opened Excel files. If select Open Other Workbooks, Excel will take you to the Backstage view, where you can create a new file, open an existing file, print, save, change options, and more. The most important on the right panel is the blank workbook. By clicking the blank workbook, you can open a new blank Excel workbook. You will find the sum tutorials and templates on the same screen. By clicking the blank workbook, you can open a new blank Excel workbook. When you start Excel, the screen will look like this. The screen displays an Excel workbook window with its primary graphical user interface components. The screen is divided into three major sections. Tab list with ribbon. The Excel ribbon is a set of tabs at the top of the Excel interface that assist users in navigating and finding commands when using Excel. Formula or text bar and name box. And the third section is Sheet. Let's take a closer look at the interface now. Title. It lies next to the Quick Access toolbar or on top of the Excel window. It displays the name of the open document. The Quick Access toolbar is located above the Excel ribbon. It is used to store frequently used commands. Regardless of which tab is selected, the Quick Access toolbar is always visible. The Quick Access toolbar contains the Save, Undo, and Redo buttons by default. The Quick Access toolbar is customizable, allowing us to add frequently used commands there. Ribbon options. Clicking the icon will allow you to choose from three options. Hide the ribbon completely, show only the ribbons tab, or show the tabs and commands. If you choose Auto Hide ribbon, the ribbon will be completely hidden. The ribbon view can be restored by clicking the three dots in the upper right corner of your document. When the Show tab is selected, the tabs are displayed while the commands are completely hidden. Clicking the ribbon options will return you to the ribbon view. If you select the Show tabs and commands option, the tabs and commands will be restored. In Excel documents, a worksheet is a collection of cells organized in rows and columns. There are 1,048,576 rows and 16,384 columns in each worksheet. A cell is a rectangular area formed by the intersection of a column and a row. Cells are identified using the cell name, which is found by combining the column letter and the row number. As an example, consider cell E5 in column E of row 5. On a new worksheet, the default width of all columns is 8.43 characters, which is equivalent to 64 pixels. Column width can be set from 0 to 255. For new Excel workbooks, the default row height for all rows is 15 with the default font of Calibri and font size of 11 points. Row height can be set from 0 to 409. In all versions of Excel, a new workbook has 3 sheets by default. Sheet 1, Sheet 2, and Sheet 3 are the names of these 3 worksheets. Each workbook allows users to create maximum 255 sheets. A horizontal scroll bar allows the user to move the window's content to the right or left. A vertical scroll bar allows the user to scroll down and up the content. You can zoom in and increase the percentage up to 400% by moving the zoom slider to the right, or decrease the percentage up to 10% by moving the zoom slider to the left. If you want to increase or decrease the size without using the zoom slider, click to open the zoom dialog box. Select one of the default options of 200, 100, 75, 50 or 25%. Fit selection option. Zoom the worksheet so the selected range of cells fills the entire window. This can help you focus on a specific area of the worksheet. Custom. Select and type a percentage from 10 to 400%. Click OK to save your changes, or click Cancel to dismiss this dialog without making any zoom settings changes. On the right end of the status bar, to the left of the zoom control, there are 3 view buttons. These buttons provide various ways to view the document. Page break preview in Microsoft Excel shows your spreadsheet and where each page ends and begins with a blue dotted line. Page layout view. This is a great way to check the page's header and footer. You can also get an idea of how it will look before printing it. Normal view. The normal view is the program's default view. The name box in Microsoft Excel displays the cell address that is currently selected in the spreadsheet. The box located to the left side of the formula bar. If a name has been assigned to a selected cell, the name box displays this name. If you want to remove the name or rename, then on the formulas bar, in the Define Names group, click Name Manager. In the Name Manager dialog box, select the name that you want to change or delete. Click Delete. To confirm the deletion, click OK. Instead of the given name, you can now see the cell address again. The Excel formula bar can be found at the very top of the Excel worksheet window. The formula bar in Excel is divided into three sections. The cell name box, as previously discussed, is on the left. The formula bar buttons are in the middle, and the contents of the currently selected cell are on the right. In the section on the right, the data or formula entered in the active cell will be displayed. The ribbon is made up of four basic components, which are as follows. The ribbon tab contains multiple commands that are logically subdivided into groups. A group of closely related commands that are normally executed as part of a larger task. A small arrow in the lower right corner of a group displays more related commands. When there are more commands than available space in a group, dialog launcher appears. The command button is the button that you click to perform a specific action. SPSS, which stands for Statistical Package for the Social Sciences, was first introduced in 1968. Since SPSS was acquired by IBM in 2009, it is officially known as IBM SPSS Statistics, but most users still just refer to it as SPSS. SPSS is a program for editing and analyzing data. These data can come from almost any source, including scientific research, a customer or employee database, or even a website server log file. SPSS can open all commonly used structured data file formats such as spreadsheets from Excel, plain text file with .txt or .csv extension, relational SQL database, STATA, and SAS. Let's take a quick look at how SPSS looks and feels. There are different ways to open SPSS. To open SPSS from the Windows Start menu, click the Windows icon on the left bottom corner of the Windows taskbar, or press the Windows key on your keyboard. Scroll down to the letter I to find the SPSS shortcut in the Start menu. Click the SPSS menu item to open SPSS. The other method is double-click the SPSS icon on the desktop, or type SPSS in the search box right to the Windows Start button. When SPSS is launched, the screen will look like this. This screen is split into 5 sections. The first section includes two options: create a new dataset or a new database query. The second section displayed a list of SPSS files that had recently been opened. If you choose Open another file, SPSS will take you to the backstage view from which you can open an existing file. The third section, located on the right side of the Welcome dialog screen, displays what is new in the application. The fourth section displayed the installed modules as well as the programmability. If you select Not Installed from the drop-down menu, an uninstalled list will appear in the right pane. In the final section, there is a list of tutorials to help you understand SPSS. If you don't want to see the dialog or welcome window, check the box and press OK to proceed. The dialog window will not appear the next time you start the SPSS. SPSS Statistics has three main windows and a top menu bar. You can use these to view your data, view your statistical output, and view any programming commands you have written. Each window represents a different type of SPSS file. The data editor window provides two views of your dataset, a data view and a variable view, which you can switch between by clicking on the appropriate tab in the lower left corner of the window. The data in the data view are saved in the standard rectangular format used by statistical software. Each row represents a unit of observation, also known as a record or a case in SPSS. The leftmost column's case number is assigned automatically and is not saved as data. Each column represents a different variable. A column's data must all be of the same type, either numeric or string. You can see and edit the information that defines each variable in your dataset in the variable view, also known as metadata. Each column of the data view is described by a row of the variable view. The output window or viewer collects your statistical tables and graphs and allow you to edit them before saving or printing them. The output viewer is split into two parts, an outline pane on the left and a tables pane on the right. The table pane is printed when you print your output. The syntax editor window is where user can write, debug, and execute SPSS syntax. To open a new syntax editor window, click File, New, and then Syntax. Like the output window, the syntax editor has two panes. The syntax pane on the right is what is actually saved in the .sps file. The left pane is known as the navigate pane. Commands in this language begin with a keyword and end with a period. If the syntax is wrapped across multiple lines, the subsequent lines will begin with a blank space. Capitalization is irrelevant. The name STATA is a syllabic abbreviation of the words statistics and data. STATA was created by the Computing Resource Center in California and released its first version in 1985. In 1993, the company relocated to College Station, Texas, and was renamed STATA Corporation, now known as STATA Corp. In 2003, A major update included a new graphics system and dialog boxes for all commands. STATA 17, which was released in April 2021, is the most recent version. STATA is a complete integrated software package that provides all your data science needs, like data manipulation, visualization, statistics, and automated reporting. STATA can open all commonly used structured data file formats such as Excel, comma, tab, space separated files, fixed column format, ODBC format file, SAS export, XML, and However Analytics database file. STATA is fully compatible with Mac operating system X 10.7 Leon. To open STATA from the Windows Start menu, click the Windows icon on the left bottom corner of the Windows taskbar or press the Windows key on your keyboard. Scroll down to the letter S to find the STATA shortcut in the Start menu. Click the Start menu item to open STATA. Double-click the STATA icon on the desktop or type STATA in the search box right to the Windows Start button. When STATA is launched, the screen will look like this. This screen is split into 5 windows, which are History, Results, Command, Variables, and Property windows. These 5 windows are typically in use throughout the duration of STATA is open. STATA also includes specialized windows such as the Viewer, Graphs, Do File Editor, Data Editor in Edit and Browse mode, and Variable Manager. Commands are submitted to STATA from the command window. They instruct STATA to do something such as summarize, tabulate, or regress. Normally, the command comes first, followed by the details of what you want STATA to do. Many commands can be shortened, such as sum instead of summarize, tab instead of tabulate, and drag instead of regress. The results window displays all of the commands and textual results that you entered during your STATA session. The variables window displays the list of variables in the dataset as well as their properties. It displays all variables and their variable labels by default. Variable and dataset properties are displayed in the properties window. When you select a single variable in the variables window, its properties are displayed. If you select multiple variables in the variables window, the properties window will display properties that are common across all selected variables. For instance, these two variables are set to be integers. When both variables are selected, the description in the name and label changes, but the type and format remain the same. The history window displays the history of commands entered, with unsuccessful commands and their error codes highlighted in red by default. You can use the history window to enter a command. Click once on a previous command to copy it to the command window, replacing its contents. To resubmit a previous command, double-click it. When you run the command, it is added to the bottom of the history window. Now let's see the data editor window. Just like the new main interface, the editor has variables and properties windows. You can manage your variables with them. Rename, drag and drop, reorder, change formats, set type, add nodes, and more. When you move your cursor on the data, the cursor location will be displayed in the first box and the value will be displayed in the value box. If you choose Data Editor Browse, you will be unable to make any changes to the variable property or data. However, drag and drop reordering is possible. I hope you found this tutorial useful in understanding the screen layout in Excel, SPSS, and STATA. The mind is never exhausted by learning. Goodbye.